You don't need more motivation, you don't need another productivity hack. What you need is discipline. But not the military kind. Not the wake up at 5 a.m. and suffer through it kind. I'm talking about the kind of discipline that actually lasts. The kind that makes you proud of yourself, not burned out. Most people think discipline is about pushing through pain, grinding, hustling harder. But if that actually worked, we'd all be unstoppable by now. The truth is, motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes. Sometimes you wake up energized, ready to conquer the world. And other days, just getting out of bed feels like negotiation. That's normal. That's human. The problem is when we rely on motivation to decide whether or not we'll act. That's when we lose consistency. That's when we lose momentum. So in this video, I'm going to break down what discipline really is, what it is absolutely not, and how you can build it in a way that actually sticks. Even when motivation is gone, even when life gets messy. Let's get into it. Let's clear this up first. Discipline is not about punishment. It's not about being hard on yourself. It's not about shaming yourself into action. That model, the tough love, guilt-driven, no days off mindset, it's not discipline. It's self-bullying with a productivity mask. You've probably tried that version. We all have. And here is the truth. It might work for a few days, maybe even for a few weeks, but eventually it breaks. And when it breaks, you break. Because it's not sustainable. It's built on fear, not purpose. On pressure, not alignment. Discipline isn't built on willpower alone. And it's definitely not built on guilt. Discipline also isn't about getting a robot. You don't need to suppress your emotions or pretend like you're immune to distraction. Being human isn't a weakness, it's part of the design. In fact, any system that doesn't take into account your reality, your energy levels, your life context, your personality is bound to fail because it's not made for you. Discipline is a system, it's a process, but deeper than that, it's an expression of self-respect. Real discipline isn't about being harsh, it's about being honest. Honest about what matters to you. Honest about what you're avoiding. Honest about who you want to become. It's showing up for your future self. Even when your present self is tired, scared, or distracted, it's the quiet commitment to your values, your vision, your mission, even when no one's watching, even when the payoff is far away. Discipline is the decision to do the right thing not because someone told you, but because you chose it. Because it aligns with your identity. It connects to something meaningful. It's the willingness to do the small, boring, sometimes uncomfortable tasks, not for the dopamine hit, not for the applause, but because it's built the kind of life you want to live. And that's the key. Discipline is not a character trait you are either born with or not. It's a practice. It's something you build, like a muscle. And the more you train it with structure, reflection, intention, the stronger it becomes. But also, discipline has to feel meaningful. If it's disconnected from your identity, your story, your purpose, it won't stick. So to build discipline that lasts, you need both. Structure and soul. Structure gives you consistency. Soul gives you energy. Together, they make discipline not just something you do, but something you live. I created a document that you can use where I summarize the most important content from this video that I link below, including a discipline tracker that you can use to design, frame, and establish your discipline to be your future self that you want to be. But first, watch this video. I have important things to tell. To build real, sustainable discipline, you need three things, three pillars. Think of them like leg of a tripod. Take one away and the whole thing collapses. Let's break them down. You can't be disciplined about everything, and you shouldn't try. Clarity is about focus. It's knowing what truly matters to you, not just what looks good on paper, not what others expect, but what actually moves the needle in your life. Most people fail not because they lack of effort, but because they spread their effort too thin. Clarity is the antidote for that. When you are clear on what you're working toward and why it matters, discipline becomes less about force and more about flow. Ask yourself, what is the one area of my life right now where improvement would create a ripple effect? Focus there, cut the rest. Clarity also gives you a reason to say no. Without it, you become reactive, saying yes to every opportunity, every request, every distraction. But when you have clarity, you can protect your time like your life depends on it. Because it does. Clarity makes discipline easier. It removes friction. It makes your action intentional instead of habitual. And it gives your discipline a direction, not just effort, but aim. Discipline without clarity is just busyness. Once you know what matters, commitment is what locks it in. Commitment is not about intensity, it's about consistency. It's not about going hard for a week, it's about showing up imperfectly but relentlessly over time. True commitment isn't just about what you do when you're motivated, it's about what you do when you're not. It's rooted in identity. This is what I do because this is who I am. Commitment also requires belief. Belief that what you're doing is worth it, that you are worth it. Because otherwise, why keep showing up? So if you're struggling with commitment, don't just change your habits, reconnect with your why. To build commitment, design systems that lower the barrier to action. Remove decision fatigue. Automate your best behavior. Set reminders. Batch distraction. Use your environment to nudge you forward. But more than that, build emotional connection to your goals. Visualize who you are becoming. Celebrate small wins. Track progress visibly. When commitment is tied to emotion, it becomes part of you, not a core, but a choice. Remember, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And commitment is what keeps those systems alive. This one surprises people because most people think discipline and compassion don't go together. That's a mistake. It's actually the secret weapon. Compassion is the glue that holds your discipline together when you mess up. And you will mess up. You will miss days, you'll break streaks, you'll fall back into old habits. That's not failure, that's reality. Now the question is, what happens next? Without compassion, a mistake turns into shame, and shame kills momentum. It makes you hide. It tells you you're broken. But with compassion, a mistake becomes a moment of reflection, a lesson, an opportunity to reset. Self-compassion means talking to yourself the way you would talk to someone you care about. It means noticing your struggle without judgment. It means giving yourself grace without giving up on yourself. Compassion isn't weakness, it's strength under control. It keeps you in the game when perfectionism tries to bench you. When you build discipline with compassion, you make it sustainable. You make it human and you give yourself permission to keep going. Even when it's messy, even when it's slow, even when it's hard. That's how you build discipline that lasts, and it won't last without self-compassion. Let me walk you through how I apply this in my own life. Because all the theory in the world doesn't matter if you don't put it into practice. My discipline system is built on simplicity and consistency. I don't rely on motivation. I rely on rhythm. Here are 3 core components of my daily and weekly routine. First, the deep work anchor. Every morning before I check messages, social media, or even emails, I block off 90 minutes for deep, focused work. One task, one goal. No multitasking, no reacting, just creating or solving something that matters. Why in the morning? Because your willpower is highest. Your brain is fresh and you haven't been hijacked by the demands of the world yet. This block is sacred. I protect it because it sets the tone for the rest of the day. Second is the weekly alignment check. Once a week, usually Sunday evening or Monday morning, I sit down and reflect. What went well? What felt off? What's pulling my attention? What's most important this coming week? I don't make it complicated. I answer 3 prompts. What are 3 wins from last week? What are 2 lessons I learned? What is 1 focus for the week ahead? It's fast, it's honest, and it keeps me aligned. This ritual brings clarity back into focus and helps me reset without guilt. And third, the gentle restart rule. Whenever I fall off, whether I miss a workout, skip journaling, procrastinate on something important, I don't spiral. I don't wait for Monday, I don't punish myself, I simply restart. That's the whole rule. Begin again as many times as it takes. This rule has saved me from countless self-sabotage spirals. Discipline isn't about never failing, it's about getting back up faster with less drama. So that's my system. Deep work, weekly reflection, and radical self-kindness. You don't need something complicated. You need something that honors your energy, aligns to your values. The document I'm sharing with you guys is based on this system. Download it, review it, and let me know in the comments what you think about it, and give me a thumbs up if you like it. There is a trap I see many people fall into, and I've fallen into it too. It's this: trying to build discipline by copying someone else's life. You watch a high performer's morning routine on YouTube. They wake up at 4:30, drink matcha, meditate for an hour, journal, cold plunge, run 10K, and start with deep work before sunrise. And you think, that's what I need. That's what discipline looks like. No, that's what discipline looks like for them. Discipline that lasts is not something you borrow. It's something you build. It has to match your energy, your schedule, your values, your goals. Your vision might look totally different. And that's not just okay, it's essential. Because the more authentic your system is, the more likely you'll actually stick to it. There is nothing wrong with trying ideas from others, but filter them, adapt them, own them. Don't aim for a perfect system, aim for a personal one. Let me leave you with this. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being in integrity with yourself. It's about making promises you can keep, and when you break them, because you will. It's about returning to them without judgment. It's about making your future self proud. Not by doing more, but by doing what matters, consistently, quietly, and with intention. So build your system, make it yours, honor your energy, refine your rhythm, and above all, give yourself permission to begin again. Because the most powerful form of discipline isn't harsh. It's grounded, it's human, and it lasts. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And let's keep building, not just better habits, but better lives. See you in the next one.